Just bringing you guys another video today. What I'm going to be showing you guys today is my Templar tank build that I've made for the Flames of Ambition patch. As well as I'll be including the CP chart that I use for tanking, and will include links to other ones as well as materials of how to upgrade to it. Well, allocate your CP, I should say, with various sources that I've compiled with and worked with to create more ease of use for some people that may have issues using the charts. But let's get started. So with the Templar tank build, this one is primarily for dungeons or off-tank situations where you don't need a full dedicated tank for trials, but it could have one that's doing a little extra damage. This is a DPSing tank. It is a medium armor build, but let's get into it. So, starting off with gear, I am running a Nernhoned Alkosh set. This is a 5-piece for the front bar. We are not running it on the back bar because we will be running a different set there. But it's just with a stamina enchantment on an infused shield. You could do sturdy as well. That is probably ideal. But with medium armor, we do get extra block cost reduction. So let's go infused for this. For the bow, I am running a Maelstrom bow. You could run the Perfected. I just didn't have a spare one, so I'm just using the regular infused bow. With the Crusher enchantment to give extra penetration. And what's nice about this is it just does a lot of extra damage and procs off Endless Hail. So we are just using Endless Hail to build up our stacks and do a nice passive AoE DOT. I am running a 1-piece Stonekeeper, which you could double down for the Lord Warden if you feel you need to be a little extra tankier. But I'm just running the 1-piece Stonekeeper for what I've ran so far, with a reinforced trait for a little extra resistance, and a health glyph. I am running a sturdy Jack, a powerful assault. This is just mainly because with our setup here, it makes our heal extremely powerful and gives us a nice boost. You could replace this with the Olmecren if you'd like, but you would have a little bit less DPS as a tank, but this is very handy. Then we're just running a sturdy medium shoulder of Lord Warden. This just to give us the extra 1.4k armor. And if you want to go for the 3-piece, it gets you 3k armor for you and your allies. That's definitely a good choice. I've been debating that myself. It's very good. And also would cover up some of the missing resistances we have. We're running a sturdy belt. Reinforced gloves, you should do sturdy on these. I just don't have a spare sturdy, but these gloves work as well. Wool-fitted guards to get a little bit of extra dodge cost reduction. Helps out since we have tons of block cost reduction from medium armor, so getting the wool-fitted for a little bit of roll dodge reduction is what I'm going for there. And then infused boots, you want to get these wool-fitted. Ideally, you would have these two traits swapped. It's just not what I have for the time being. For the jewelry, we are running Alkosh jewelry with weapon damage on it, primarily to increase our self-heal, as that's the one thing Templar is missing in its toolkit, as well as to help us generate more damage and get keep our maximum Alkosh uptime, as you have to have 3k weapon damage or to get its maximum effect. Same thing goes for the jewelry. It's all robust with weapon damage to get extra stamina. And for context, just so you can see here, guys, when we buff up, our weapon damage is sitting at 4,398. Our maximum magicka is 1,881. Our maximum health is 35,867. With the warden, that goes up to like 38k, which is pretty nice. Our stamina is at 30.5k. We have 2.5k spell damage and 4k weapon damage base, which gets about 4.3k when you have your buffs active. Our resistances, as you can see, are not the highest, but they are serviceable. So with 31k spell and 28k physical, as mentioned, if you just go with the full Lord Warden, you'd be over spell cap and near physical cap, so definitely aim for that if you can. But the nice thing about this is it just makes it a nice little benefit, especially when we hit our jabs. So we do get 33.8k weapon crit. In terms of traits, we are using 41 in in health, and we are using 23 in stamina. You can take a look at the advanced sheet if you would like. I'll just hold this here for a second. For our race, we are doing Nord still, as it does provide us with the additional resistance buff since we're not in heavy armor. If you were in heavy armor, probably go for Red Guard or Argonian. red guard if you want to try getting extra sustain while DPSing. We're running the Lord Mundus for the additional health to keep our health at a decent pool. And just a tri-stat food, I just have a basic tri-stat. You would want to use Bewitched Sugar Skulls ideally for the extra little bit that it does provide. And for skills, we're running Pierce Armor to give Major and Minor Breach. We are running Biting Jabs, as this is our way to get our Major Savagery as well as deal AoE DPS when we have everything stacked up. When we need to get a nice shield so we can heal ourselves, we're going to use our Radiant Ward. This is just by far our best damage shield. It's one of the best in the game. So we'll just cast that, shield ourselves up, and then be more than happy to just burst through our extra healing and get ourselves back up. With our Vigor, which once we get our buffs up, our Vigor tooltip is 18.4k over 4 seconds. That is essentially half of our health pool over 4 seconds. And that doesn't include our other heals and the shielding to help keep us safe while we're healing. This is our main heal. It's the main reason why we built the Templar in this way, so we can survive much like a more comfortable fashion. We are running defensive stance. You run this if you can't chain pull ads, as it does give us an additional 10% block mitigation and 10% cost reduction to block. The nice thing is though, if you can chain pull, you're just going to put Silver Leash there instead. But if there's nothing for you to chain pull, then you just go for defensive stance to have the extra boost. We're also running Flawless Dawnbreaker here. This is mainly for essentially just having the passive, as this is going to give us the additional 3% weapon crit, well not weapon crit, but increase our weapon damage, as well as make it so that way we get the Undaunted passes for killing enemies to get the extra ulti gen, amongst a few other things, but it's mainly for the ulti gen. So that's a nice little thing we have there. For our back bar, we're running Inner Beast. This is our range taunt, which also makes it so the enemy takes 5% more damage from us. Also provides a 50% chance to give a synergy for an ally. We're also running Endless Hail, which is from our VMA bow, so that way we can get the massive DOT ticking just from casting it as such. That's all you do. It also gives you a nice little ground visual of where you want to be stacking your ads to get a nice, beautiful little stack for your teammates. We're running Restoring Focus. This gives us 480 stamina recovery third block, as well as increasing our spell resistance and physical resistance by 5,948, and it gives a 50% increase to that bonus when we're standing in there. So it's a little over 7k, almost 8k physical and spell resistance, just by having that there. We're running Extended Ritual because of its insane duration, 24 seconds whenever you cast this. Which will give you and your allies a 2,369 heal every 2 seconds for 24 seconds, and it's a self-purge. It can cleanse up to 5 harmful effects off of you. This is an insanely good thing, and if you aren't running this when you're doing it on your Templar tank, it's a massive loss, because this is such a nice heal over time, just to always keep down. It also procs a few other passives in there, which we'll go over real quick. Healing up to 12% depending on your allies' wounds. It also increases your block mitigation by 10% when you're inside it, as well as giving you minor mending, which makes it so that way you have increased healing done. Yeah, and a 50% chance when you heal an ally under 50%. Oh, my apologies. When you heal an ally under 50% with a Restoring Light ability, which is what that is, it gives them 2 ultimate. So it's also giving your allies ultimate, which is super good. And, of course, that's just an extra little benefit. That's part of the passes, but you always want to have this. This thing is amazing to have. Just passively have it down, so that way you can help give everyone a little extra ulti gen if they get low, and just in general to make things a little better for the group. And finally, Repentance. Because of us using our DPS to keep jabbing and boosting our DPS as fast as we can, the best thing about it is once we start cleaning up things, or if we need to, if we're just like taking a lot of damage, we can block, swap, pop this Repentance, and pretty much restore all of our stamina, or at least 3k per enemy that was killed in that, like the duration of that, making it so we can get a ton of stamina return back quickly to make it so we don't suffer from how high the jab cost can be. And we're running Aggressive Warhorn at 237 ultimate cost. Main reason for this is to give the additional 10% maximum magicka and stamina, which does boost us to, like, I believe it's like 32k stamina on our front bar. or 33k stamina, which is super nice in content for making it so you can sustain, as well as have tons of duration where you can sprint, where it may be, roll dodge, etc., as well as giving your allies the 20% increase to their critical modifier for 10 seconds. So it's just always a lovely thing to have. For potions, just so you guys can know on that end, the main potion we're going to be using is just your typical tri-stat potion, just increasing our maximum health, magicka, and stamina, and giving us a 30% increase to the recoveries for 47.6 seconds. It's a lovely build. As mentioned, I will be including a snapshot of the tank CP chart, so that way you can see how to progress this as you're leveling the tank. But I hope you guys enjoy. I will be including a boss mashup of a Fanglair Pug run I did, where I just random queued for a veteran dungeon, DLC dungeon, got Fanglair, ran it through on Fanglair, and it cleared no issue. But I want to share that result with you guys so you guys can see that in the action. Nonetheless, I do appreciate you guys checking things out, and I'm more than happy. If you guys like the video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Help get this video out there to help get people more information. I have another bite-sized mechs video coming out soon involving Black Drake Villa. And of course, if you guys want to, please feel free to follow my friend FoxRun Gaming at twitch.tv/FoxRunGaming. He does ESO content among other things, and I'm sure he would appreciate the extra support, and he loves the community. Outside that, I hope you guys all have a lovely day. Stay awesome.